Hey guys, I'm Nicole and welcome to my channel. I am so glad you're here with me today. I actually was planning on making some sort of outdoor video today, but it has been raining. It's been raining here for probably, I don't know, 2 to 3 days straight now, which is okay. Honestly, it's watering the plants I have outdoors, and so I'm absolutely fine with it. At the same time, I'm missing being outside. I was having a good time spending time in my garden and doing all of those things. Yeah, I just love it. And we're trying to do some landscaping projects right now. And my husband and sons, they just put up a fence on the back property line of our property, which was needful and very exciting to me. We just did it with like T-posts and barbed wire pretty much. But directly behind our house, there is like a hunting property. And so it was kind of important to me to have just a boundary line so hunters don't accidentally come onto our property. Sometimes they do. We find like cans back there, stuff like that. And we just have 5 acres, but I really do like, or I wanted to have a boundary put up. So they're able to do that before all this rain came in. And I really think that this weekend is going to be a little bit nicer, Lord willing, and I'm excited to get out in the garden again. I'm going to probably start prepping everything to get my tomatoes and peppers and my seeds, like my okra seeds, cucumbers, all that in the ground. And so that's really, really exciting for me. But since I am not outside today, I thought I would give you guys, or just talk to you guys just for a little bit about just some things that have been going on in my life. I hope that you guys are doing good. We are just about finished with our homeschool stuff. My 4th grader and my kindergartner are all the way done, and my 2nd grader will be done tomorrow, which is awesome. And then my older kids, they just have a little bit more to do, probably a couple, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 weeks more of work to do, but they are largely independent, so there's not a whole lot for me to do after tomorrow. So that's exciting. I have actually though started to buy little things here and there from Amazon for next year. It is so funny how, the year hasn't even started and here I am looking for things. I think that's what a lot of homeschool moms do. It's fun to think about the new year coming up and changes we might want to make and just how we want to do everything for the next year. So I have been excited about doing all of those things. I wanted to talk for a couple of minutes about this past weekend. My husband and I ran another 5K, and we hadn't run a 5K since November of last year. So about, I don't know, probably about 6 months ago. I started running a year, I don't know, close to 2 years now ago, and I didn't think I would ever enjoy running. I remember in high school, having to do conditioning for cheerleading and physical education, and I didn't like running. It was something I didn't enjoy at all. My body wasn't conditioned for it at all. But almost 2 years ago, I decided that I really needed to be a good steward of my body, and that included some exercise. And running was something I could do really inexpensively, and I could just do it on my driveway. My driveway is, I don't know, it's not really flat. It seems flat unless you're tracking yourself, because it's kind of funny. I guess there's like a 5 or 6 foot drop from like the front of our house to the end of our driveway, which is a good, it's a good little distance. But whenever you go up and down over and over time, like there's been some, I don't know, I guess it says like 30 flights of stairs in about 30 minutes is what I'm doing. And so I guess that's a little added benefit of running up and down my driveway. But anyhow, I guess about 2 years ago, I started running. I did a Couch to 5K app, ran my first 5K at Thanksgiving right after I had COVID. And, I made it through. I think I did that in 36 minutes and 30 seconds. And I was happy with it because I did it. And so that's all I wanted to do. And I continued running. I did it for probably like 3 days a week in general. But I wasn't so sure I wanted to do more races or anything like that. But pretty much a year after that, I went ahead and I signed myself up, as well as my husband, for a couple more races in the fall. He was just kind of a beginner runner, but he was doing it with me to an extent, so it was a lot of fun. And we did those in the fall, and during that time frame, my time got down to 28 minutes and 51 seconds. So that was a big, big difference from just a year of consistently just running up and down my driveway basically 3 days a week. And then now in April of 2023, And this 5K, I ran it in 26 minutes even. And I was so excited about that. Now, I will have one little caveat. It was a downhill 5K. We live really, I guess, in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and really close to us, actually in our county, there are some pretty big mountains. It's the Appalachians. It's not like the Rocky Mountains or anything like that. But, we have some mountains here. And so it was one of those mountains, and it was a really fun experience. We got up bright and early, and we drove into town, and we got on a school bus that took us up to the 5K start. There was also a half marathon and a 10K going on at the same time, but I was a little nervous to go a longer distance one. After doing a half marathon in March, my knees really gave me a hard time with that, which that's just from a couple of old injuries I've had that I have to deal with. And anyway, so my knees were giving me a hard time. I didn't want to do another half marathon so close. I'm thinking about doing one maybe in a year from now, but I didn't want to do one so close. And then also even the 10K distance, I was thinking I didn't know how my knees would do going downhill. And so I signed up for the 5K, and it was so much fun. The first 2 miles were just like almost, I wouldn't say effortless, but almost effortless, because you're just going downhill. It wasn't too much of a incline where it was really bothering my knees or anything like that. It was really fun. But then after 2 miles, we started getting closer to town and starting going up and down some hills and up and down a bridge. And at that point, I was really trying hard to keep up my pace that I had been doing while going, downhill, which was near impossible. But my husband was so sweet. He stayed with me, and we did it. And so I was so grateful. It was really, really fun experience. And both he and I received first place in our age categories, which is crazy to me because I wouldn't have thought that I'd be able to do this as a 42-year-old mom of 9, only having run 2 years. And all that's to say is just it takes a lot of consistency. And I have consistently run 3 to 4 days a week for almost 2 years now. And just saying, I'm going to do this. And my body now, if I don't do that, I feel badly. There hasn't been any times I've missed, praise the Lord. But for example, if it's raining and it's in one of my running days, I just can feel like I really need to go run. And this morning I actually did run in the rain. It was just, I knew it was going to be raining much heavier later in the day. And so I decided I'm just going to do it. And it was sprinkling, so it wasn't that bad. But I did 40 minutes this morning, in the sprinkling rain, and I feel so much better for it because if I wouldn't have done that, I just know that my body, it's used to it, and it feels like it almost needs it. It feels bad if I don't do it. So yeah, I'm very grateful that I've finally gotten to that point. I think there's a hump that a lot of us have to kind of get over whenever you're switching over to exercise. At first, it's really hard to stay in, that consistent routine of exercise, and your body, gets tired, and it's like you don't want to do it. But then after a little while, it's like your body feels so much better for having done it, and it's just this natural thing to you now, and you feel like it's really helpful to you, and your body almost craves exercise. And so it's crazy to me how that works, but that's how it's been for me. And then the days that I don't run, I do 30 minutes on our exercise bike. I got it for $100 off of Amazon, probably about 2 years ago as well. And that bike, it is beaten up, it is broken, but it's still working. I can actually use it, but you can't track anything anymore electronically. My son, who's 3, broke the electronics out of it, and the seat's kind of broken on one side, but we're still using it, and I'm probably gonna have to replace that soon. But I just put that on a very low tension, and then the days that I don't run, I just put it in front of the television, put on a YouTube channel, and I will just very low impact for 30 minutes. I do that, and that's what I do. And it's just done really great things for my health, and I feel great. And so I wanted to share that with you. I felt like that was a win for this weekend. The half marathon, honestly, I was a little disappointed. I don't know if I did a video about that one. I was a little disappointed because I had trained really hard for it, and I got in, I think we were 6-7 miles in, and we hit some gravel, and I knew there was going to be gravel, but it had rained, like it had stormed the night before. And going into the campus where that half marathon was, lots of trees were down and they had to do so much storm cleanup. We got emails saying, they tried to clear the course as best as they could, but there was still, probably going to be a little bit of debris. But it was just, this gravel was totally washed out, and it wasn't even at all to run on, and my knees started giving me problems, and it was like 6 miles in, and then I kept running, but from like mile 6 to 10 my knees were hurting terribly, and then around that point I had to start running until I got close to the end, and then I pushed myself for like that last mile to just run it, but I was in so much pain and I was just a little disappointed by the way it worked out. I mean, I completed it, and so I was really grateful for that, but I don't know, I was just a little disappointed about that one, but this time it was great. I felt really good, and it was just so much fun. And my husband and I, we are now signed up for a 10K, because I have not officially run a 10K, and I really would like to get just a time for that to see how fast I can do it in, but I'm not going to be like killing myself trying to go super fast by any means. It'd be nice to do it under an hour, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to. That 26 minutes that I just did with the 5K was largely because it was downhill. And so I just like to get a base time, and I've never run one of those before. So we're going to do that in a couple of weeks, and then I probably won't do anything at all until the fall. That's my plan. In the summer, I'm just going to do my normal thing up and down my driveway. And maybe one day I'll be able to get a treadmill. I'd like to get one, but to be honest with you, I mean, our driveway works just fine. It's uncomfortable sometimes though, like when it's really, really cold, or when it's raining, or if it's really, really warm too. I think the humidity and the heat bothers me more than the cold. And so like in the summertime, the last couple of summers, whenever I do run, I usually go out pretty early in the morning, like when it's first getting light, and try to get it done. And so that's my plan for this year, but maybe one day I'll decide to go ahead and get a treadmill. I'm hoping probably within a year or so, if I keep this up and this, like, if I'm still consistent with it, maybe we'll be able to get a treadmill. We have no place to put it upstairs at all. We are kind of, I mean, I don't want to say we're bursting at the seams. We are doing fine. We are very blessed. Right now we are like, I don't know, it's probably close to 2,300 square feet, and there's 9 of us. And so we are fine. We really are. But there's just not a lot of room for like treadmills in the living room or whatnot. But Lord willing, we'll start to finish the basement, and I would just even put a treadmill in our unfinished basement. I just know if it's down there, I'm probably more unlikely to use it if it's in an unfinished basement. But if it's in a finished room, I'd probably be more likely to use it. I don't know if that makes any sense. So that's another reason I'm kind of like holding off on that for now. Also, I wanted to update you on my no spend clothing year, and so far I have held strong. We are getting really close to May. I mean, probably when this video comes out, it will be May, and yeah, I'm really excited that I've made it this far. I will let you know there was one time that I went onto Amazon, and I have like a black knee-length cotton, it might not even be cotton, but a black knee-length dress. That's just a real basic dress, and for some reason I can't find it anywhere. And I was like thinking, I want a dress like that. And so I went on Amazon, and I actually purchased the same type of dress, just like a knee-length cotton type dress, but in like a green color. And I bought it, and then 10 minutes later, I'm like, no, you made a commitment to not buy anything like that this year. So I canceled it right away, like 10 or 15 minutes after I placed the order, I canceled it. So I guess I officially I'm holding strong and have not bought anything, and it's been fine. I have got enough clothing to hold me through through the year, definitely. It's kind of hard whenever the seasons change, and you see maybe a couple of new pieces you want to get. And so that kind of happened to me when I realized I could not find my short sleeve black dress. And I mean, I don't even know why I bought a green one. You'd think I would have gone onto Amazon and bought a black one, but no, I didn't. But anyway, I did cancel that order. They never even sent it to me. So yeah, I'm still holding out strong for that. Also, I did go into Kohl's with my husband. He needed to pick out an outfit for himself or something. And while he was trying on stuff in the dressing room, I walked over to the women's section and they have a lot of really cute dresses. If anybody is looking for dresses, I would look at Kohl's. I mean, they're a little bit more pricey than I normally would want to spend, but I was impressed. I really was. I was like, there's this whole section that was like totally my style. My husband came out of the dressing room. I'm like, got clothes that's like what I would wear, which is crazy to me because normally it's something like the clothes that I usually like in general. At least the dresses, I usually have to get those like online or, you know, secondhand or something like that. So I was surprised, but they had some really cute things at Kohl's in my opinion, which everybody likes different styles. But yeah, if you're into dresses that are just a little bit more looser, that, you know, come to at least your knee, they had some things at Kohl's. You might want to go check it out. But anyhow, so I guess those are just some of the things that I wanted to talk with you about. You know, if you are looking to start an exercise routine, I would like just to encourage you to just start. Even walking. If you can walk like 30 minutes a day, that's amazing. If you could walk even 15 minutes a day, that is so good for your health. I actually, I read about a study not long ago, and I can't quote this. I don't even remember where it was from, but it was talking about women who are around 70 years old and how it was comparing those that do not walk for 30 minutes a day to those that do walk for 30 minutes a day. And it said that those that do not walk for 30 minutes a day have about a 50% chance to come down with a respiratory illness during the winter months, and those that do walk for 30 minutes a day have about a 20% chance of coming down with a respiratory illness. And so exercise is just so good for your body. It's great for you, and I'd really like to encourage you to try to do it if you can. It really is a blessing if you can do it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I will talk with you soon.